"You Are Love" says a scribble on the side of a trail that is about a 3-minute walk from my house. We are all love. And when you can ask any person, what is love, or what do they think about love? And different people will give you different answers. People will tell you one may tell you that it is a collection of chemicals in the brain that is made for humans to reproduce or to have a group of kin, or not kin, but a group of peers that have similar interests as them so that they have some sort of community, because humans require community. Some people may say that love is a form of friendship, a form of union. I guess the kind of ideas that come upon it are, it's either a chemical reaction made by evolution, or it's a bigger, more spiritual thing. It's, we are all drawn to each other by something more than just chemicals required for our survival. It's something more to that, like almost we are all the same thing. And in this, hey look, there's another graffiti. Let me pause whatever bullshit I'm talking about to take a look at this. "Here on earth, be still my soul." Okay, here on earth, be still my soul. Because here on earth, things are totally out of control. Totally out of our control. So here on earth, be still my soul. Those would be some pretty good lyrics for something, but I'm probably going to forget them. But I guess it's in human nature to just forget. What is love? I'm sure I'll come back to that question. But for now, I walk on a trail. I see a lady and a white dog walking my way. But for now, there goes the forest. Cute dog. Hey, how you doing? Cute dog. No worries. Have a great day. Where was I? I might cut that out. I might not. At least you guys get to enjoy some sounds of nature and a brief human interaction, which a lot of us don't seem to have any human interactions anymore. Whether it be because of the advent of remote work, or whether it be depression. And I think that we all go through bouts of depression in our lives. I was just listening to the Lex Friedman and Duncan Trussell podcast that came out recently, and I understand that a lot of people that I know probably will not have the attention spans, or no, I wouldn't say attention spans, but just the motivation to sit through 3 hours of Duncan Trussell and Lex Friedman talking to each other. So allow me to reiterate something that they were talking about that really stuck out to me, because I think everyone goes through depression, or at least some sort of form of it. I'm going to sit here in the shade because it is very hot and I want to avoid getting sweaty. For those of you who don't know, I live in Florida. It's pretty bad. Whew. I could just do a podcast and sit in my room and have a microphone pointing at me in like a black box, but something about doing this out in nature, even though they're destroying it, I enjoy it. So, depression. Would I say I'm depressed? I wouldn't say I have clinical depression, but I will say that I have experienced all the symptoms of depression, and I found a way to quiet it. I've never gone to therapy. I went to therapy when I was about 5, but I think therapy is good for anyone, even if you don't have depression. Now, uh, depression's usually, I remember my symptoms just being I would lay in bed all day. I would not feel motivated to do anything. I wouldn't want to work out. Depression's like, oh, why would you work out? It'll make you feel fucking crazy. You wouldn't want to do that. Uh, you're just gonna not see any results after a day anyway. It's gonna tell you you don't want to go outside and talk to people. They're just gonna think you're a crazy weirdo anyway. Now, some of us may do this one time. We may go out and work out, or we may go out and talk to someone who we wouldn't normally talk to uh, against this depression. But that's not instantly going to get rid of the depression. In doing that, we got rid of the depression a little bit, but you have to keep doing it, or else you risk falling back into depression. So let's say you have a big bubble of depression around you. You have like a giant octopus tentacle monster following you around. Maybe he's coming back. Maybe you guys get to see the white dog, but maybe not. This cloud of depression just comes back upon you. And when you work out, or when you talk to somebody that you wouldn't normally talk to, or go out in nature, do anything that you normally wouldn't do, go out and ride a bike, depression's never going to tell you to talk to people. Depression's never going to tell you to ride a bike. Depression's never going to tell you to go out in nature. But when you do these things, it weakens the cloud. It weakens the octopus, or whatever you want to personify depression as, at least a little bit. But of course it's still there, and you got to keep attacking it and attacking it. And I've been trying to work out every day. I've been trying to talk to new people every day, meet someone new every day, because what else would I do? I was blessed with a human body, so why wouldn't I? But of course, some people just rather take chemicals that tickle the reward centers in their brain, such as alcohol, coffee, nicotine, marijuana, which I might smoke some today. But I've been feeling less and less of a desire to as of recent, because as I try to avoid putting my brain in artificial states of mind, not saying that weed is artificial, it's a real plant, but of course, I prefer my lucidity. I feel a lot more control and a lot more vibrance when I am not. Now, that's not to say that you should never smoke weed, because I feel like I wouldn't achieve the state of vibrance that I'm in, or have the ability to be in, if it wasn't for my experiences with marijuana, mushrooms, acid. But I have a healthy enough mind to be able to do that, and I understand that not everyone has a healthy enough mind. A few friends of mine have probably weaker mindsets, or weaker mindsets than me, who have done these kinds of chemicals hundreds of times. And in doing that, if you're not using these chemicals, there are people who are smart and use these chemicals to their advantage, and use it to learn, and use it to overcome depression, and use it with healthy things surrounding it. But there are people who would take a chemical and then let depression engulf them. That's the word I was looking for. Let depression engulf them, and then these chemicals, as you may be able to understand, make it even worse. Also, I'm recording this with Apple headphones. I hope that the quality sounds fair. So, yeah, I try not to do chemicals like that unless if I know I'm doing it for a reason, and I'm doing it for educational experiences, but a lot of people do things for fun, and I've come to understand that if you're doing something for fun, but it doesn't end in a good way, then you're not having fun. You're just taking fun out of a future time that you're going to have. And there are people who will keep on going down this route of fun, of chemically induced fun, if you will, and just let the cloud of depression get stronger and stronger because they avoid to do healthy things that will balance their mindset. And eventually, I personally haven't had any friends who have committed suicide. I don't have to live with the burden of knowing that I have friends who have committed suicide, but I have friends who are on that route of letting depression consume them. And in thinking about that, it consumes me. Well, it doesn't consume me. I still occupy myself with healthy habits such as working out and making music. I just finished the first masters of my album Aquarium. Generally, I hear that you're supposed to wait about 5 months after masters are done to release an album, just to sort of prepare for the release, but I don't really care. I make electronic music, and I have so much other stuff that I need to do that I'm pretty much going to, not even pretty much, I am going to release it on September 9th. But back to what I was saying, I find other things to do, such as making music, going out in nature, working out, meeting people. And damn, we're at 12 minutes already? Cool. It almost seems like everyone in my life was sent to teach me a different lesson. One about teaching me about overeating, one teaching me about lack of socializing, one teaching me about alcohol, one teaching me about nicotine, one teaching me about vapes, which is a different kind of nicotine. Vaping is one of the weirdest and probably most embarrassing vices that we have nowadays, because it's just I'm sucking on a purple thing to feel good for a second. I have to charge it, and this is what I'm addicted to. I still am an addict, I was addicted to nicotine for a while. Wouldn't say that I'm completely not addicted to weed, because I came outside to walk in nature and smoke a little bit of weed, but instead I'm making a podcast or vlog or whatever the hell you want to call it to dump my thoughts into and collect myself and hopefully give someone else a sense of belonging or meaning or clarity. But every day I work at but changing my old addictions and turning them into good addictions, because we're all addicted to something. There's no such thing as getting rid of energy, and there's no such thing as adding energy to something. I forgot what law it is, but probably Newton's law of energy, relativity, whatever. I'm not a science expert. I know a little bit. You cannot destroy or create energy. However, you can change it. So, for example, getting rid of one person in your life may bring in new love. Recently, my friend's dog passed away, and they got a cat found them within the next month or so. Love is a form of energy. So coming back to the topic of love is a form of energy that is added and removed in different ways. And right now, I think I feel the same amount of love that I ever have, just in different things that reciprocate that love. And yeah. So on the topic of depression, maybe there are some people who haven't felt certain types of love growing up, and as a result don't have that kind of love to reciprocate back as adults. But there's ways to reciprocate hate into love, as it's just a form of energy. It's a negative form of energy, but it's a form of energy and it's there. For example, you want to transform your cognitive dismay into partaking in a drug or gouging in on snacks, instead of turning it into art or work or helping someone else. The number one thing you can do in this life is wake up and say, what can I do for the people around me? And using your energy for that, you're going to create love around you and probably going to love yourself more. Wish I had someone to talk to. I'm just talking. I love making guitar videos. I love making these videos, and I love making electronic music. But one day someone's going to look at me and go, what did this guy do? So he has some guitar videos here. He has some videos of him talking about life here. He has some electronic albums here. But what's he really about? What's he really doing? And I hope to answer that as my life goes on. I hope to provide clarity to other people who are in similar situations as me, where they have multiple passions. They don't really know fully what they want to do, but they have a lot of love and they have a lot of passion. I guess love and passion are kind of the same thing. So if you, passion. That goes back to the question I had at the beginning of the episode, what is love? For those of you who don't listen to Lex Friedman, he asks the question every episode to any guest that he has, what do you think of love, or what is love? And the answers are always worth staying till the end for. But I guess a good answer would be love is passion. Love is waking up and thinking about something or someone. A fire that you keep lit or burns out, and then either it stays burnt out and that love gets turned into I guess the opposite of love would be depression or dismay or whatever. But when that fire burns out, you gotta reignite that fire, or you'll let that cloud of depression eat you up. And I see it happen to literally everyone in my life. I don't have a therapist, but I have a friend who is like a therapist to me, as I'm sure a lot of us could probably relate to, and help me really realize a lot of these truths about life, and I hope to help other people realize these truths as well. That's not the sole reason I make these videos. I also just make them to reinforce my own mental clarity. I make them for myself, and I do make them for you guys. Whether it's future people in 20 years watching these, or aliens watching these in 200 years or whatever. I don't know what the timeline of planet Earth's going to look like. It's pretty crazy right now, but I guess the main takeaways of this video is don't let depression eat you up. Fight back with positive actions. Don't fall into the drugs, alcohol, eating fast food every day. Don't fall into negative patterns that keep you comfortable and tickle the reward centers of your brain temporarily. You want to tickle those reward centers in your brain with something that actually matters, something that, people 300 or 400 years ago would have found pleasure in doing, like writing one of the first beautiful pieces of music ever, or bringing back a whole tiger to eat for their fan. Don't eat tigers. Like a whole deer. Also, don't eat deers. Deers are cute. Just doing positive things. I don't know why I went to killing stuff, but I guess just bringing home food for your family, because that's not something humans do anymore. We have everything so easy now. At least in America we do. But in America, we're over here complaining about gas prices. We're over here like, oh, we're fucked because of Biden. We're fucked because of the Fed and because of all these gas prices and all that. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are fucked because of their own bad decisions. And at the end of the day, at least you're not over at the part of the world that I wouldn't say caused the gas prices, but in the part of the world where things are a lot worse. Be happy you're not over there. And find passion in every day. And yeah. I don't want to keep the video running too long. We just passed 21 and a half minutes. I hope I said something today that made sense. I know sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe throw on a subscribe. I post guitar videos on here for those of you who don't know. I'm going to be the first to say they're not that good. So if you want to comment, hey, these aren't that impressive, it's fine. Because I'm the first to know. But I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about every day and everything I do. And I hope to spread that passion on to you guys. So thank you very much. This has been Naft. Nobody asked for this. Have a great one.